Hello and welcome to Coffee with a Counselor. My name is Kimberly. I am a mental health therapist with the Transitional Age Community Treatment Team here at North Range Behavioral Health. Thank you for joining me for this third session for the Serenity Series that we've been doing. We've really been focusing on the importance of taking moments for ourselves so that we can kind of give our minds a break from everything, and also practicing stress management techniques just so we can kind of calm our bodies and our minds. I really hope that everyone has been trying to do some type of activity just to kind of give yourself a break from everything, because I feel like that could be really important. I also hope everyone has something to drink. I have my ice water here, and then we will go ahead and get started. So today, we're going to be talking about the importance of starting your day with an intention. I think everyone can have those days where you just kind of wake up in a funk, might be feeling a little or really stressed out, or have a lot of things on your mind, or you just kind of feel like today is not going to be your day. I think a lot of times too, we can have a string of those days, and that really, I feel like, can be our cue that we kind of need to change things up on how we are dealing with our stress, and maybe even those negative thought patterns that we can kind of get stuck into. It can, however, be important to really kind of put those kind of funky feelings aside and really try and focus on an intention that we can have for the day. This is really different than a goal, because you really do not have a plan of how you're going to accomplish your intention. This is more like a mission statement for your day. Think of this basically as something that you can focus on at the start of your day, and it's really going to kind of guide your actions, your behaviors, and your thoughts throughout the entire day. I think a lot of times we can kind of carry a lot of history with us, and it can kind of push us into directions of behaviors or actions that we just don't really like, or we just don't want to go towards. And having an intention really tends to put us in the driver's seat and allows us to move forward in a direction that we really want to go. I think this can feel really empowering because it really does allow us to direct our own path and address some of our difficulties. It also I know it really does promote our free will, because we really do have the ability to choose our own behaviors and habits, and we do have the ability to transcend the unhealthy ones that we do have in our lives. Also, I think having these daily intentions can really bring attention to the things that we might be facing right now. Also, I really feel like our core values can really help us find our intentions and what we would like to focus on. I am going to include in the comments a link to a personal value card sort in case anyone is interested. Basically, you can print it out, you can cut all the cards out with scissors, whatever. It's going to have a whole bunch of different values, and then you can sort them out into 3 different piles, and there is going to be 3 cards there to help you guide the piles. And the 3 piles that you're going to sort them out into is very important to me, and not important to me. You totally do not have to do this exercise to do this daily intention. However, I do feel it's always important to take a look at our values and remind ourselves of kind of what is innately important to ourselves. If you have any questions about this value card sort, please ask it in the comments, and I will totally answer any questions that you have. It's really a very simplistic activity, however. So really, how can we start our days with intentions? Well, people tend to kind of focus on certain areas of life when they're trying to find their intentions that they want to kind of focus on. Generally, it'll be something related to physical health, mental or emotional health, parenting, marriage and relationships, financial, career, friendship, even daily joy, wanting to move through life with more joy in your heart. I'm also going to give you some examples of some intention statements. Feel free to use these if you want. I think it's more kind of like a template of like how this statement should be. So like the first one, my intention is to be more patient with those around me and myself and not react to a specific or not specific situation. I think it can really be easy to fall into that pattern of patience is not a virtue I was born with mentality. However, patience is really important to have for ourselves and others, and it can have a variety of positive effects on a variety of areas of our lives. Another intention could be, my intention is not to focus on things that are out of my control and recognize that this is not worth my time and energy. This is so important. I think so many of us can really get trapped into this mindset. And we do struggle with recognizing that there are a variety of things in our lives that we really just cannot control. It is so much more important to focus on the things that we can change and the things we can control, because it just makes us feel more empowered and more in control of our lives. Another one could be, my intention is to be more aware of the positive parts of my day, even if they're small, and knowing that doing this can be beneficial to me. I had discussed earlier in this series that you could start doing a gratitude journal. There's so much research out there that shows having a gratitude journal has such a positive effect on our mental health. And if you're moving forward through your day trying to find those positive moments, it's going to be a whole lot easier to keep a gratitude journal. I think it is extremely easy for us to pick out those negative parts of our day. I know I had said earlier in the series too that we usually will say, I had a bad day, but we rarely really have bad days. It's just bad moments. And that's because we really kind of get stuck into picking out those bad moments. And having an intention like this helps us focus more on those good moments of our day. It really kind of helps us retrain our brain to learn to focus on the positive. So why should we do this? Well, like I just said, we're really trying to rewire our brains. This is taking us back to neuroplasticity that I had discussed too. This is honestly the premise of starting your day with intention. It is trying to create those new and healthier neural pathways in our brain that are helpful not only to our mental health, but our physical health as well. I do want to touch base a little bit more on neuroplasticity, just because this is really a core part of starting your day with intention. As I had said before, this is our brain's ability to create neural pathways based on our actions and our behaviors. Many of us, I think, have trained our brains to kind of be in our rut due to our habits, and unfortunately some of those habits can be really bad habits. We can, however, teach our brain to rewire new and healthier habits by engaging in and focusing on new and healthier thought patterns and behaviors. I want to give a good visual example of this. So if you can imagine having a really overgrown pasture. It's filled with really tall grass, weeds, and uneven dirt. Well, when you're walking down a certain path over and over again, that path becomes smoother and easier to walk on. You're going to automatically now take that path. That is what consistent behaviors and actions or thought patterns do in our brain. They create easy paths so that we will automatically go there due to our habits. Now, let's say you want to change a behavior because it's unhelpful or have a consistent thought pattern that is either negative or it's causing you difficulties. Well, now you need to start walking down a different path in your pasture. And it's not going to be an easy path like the one you've been walking on. It's going to take time and consistency to create a path just as smooth as the old one, but it can be done. And then the good thing is that old path is going to start getting covered up with grass and weeds. And your brain will not automatically go there. It's now going to choose that healthier path that you've created. So what we are doing is we are attempting to go about our days in new and healthier ways to form those new habits. And moving through your day with your intention, allowing that intention to guide your behaviors and actions can actually help you form those helpful neural pathways. So when should you do this? I say try and do this whenever you're taking a moment for yourself, like that first session of the Serenity Series. Just really try and clear your mind for a moment and focus solely on your intention. You can even do those helpful belly breaths that I had discussed as well. You can do this while you're taking a shower, eating breakfast, driving to work, anytime at the beginning part of your day. You can keep the same intention daily. I think this can be really helpful for those that really have a habit that they're trying to break, whether it's addiction, anger, those that tend to struggle with really anxious, depressive thoughts or behaviors. This can be extremely helpful to do, to have like a same intention and just really carry it through you or with you for numerous days. Or you can just switch this up. You really cannot do this wrong because it's yours. Some people will even write down their intentions like on a note card or a piece of paper and carry it with them. A lot of times people will also put a reminder in their phone and it will just randomly come on just to remind them of what their intention is. I really think this is a very simplistic activity because all you're really doing is focusing on a statement. And it's a statement that you have come up with that you feel is just true to yourself. And it's really just something that's going to guide your actions and behaviors and thoughts. You can randomly remind yourself of this intention throughout the day, especially when you feel like you're being triggered into those old kind of habits or behaviors. I think we all can use some type of activity that promotes healing and hope in our lives. And I hope I'm kind of giving you this random reminder that we all do have the courage to change the things that we do want to in life. And starting your day with an intention really is that first step of doing that. I think this activity also can help us strongly connect or even reconnect with what is actually truly important in our lives. It also can help us bring awareness to situations or conditions that we're presently facing right now, which actually can affect how we're reacting to ourselves, others, and even our community at large. So if you want to, today, try and think of an intention, something that you would really like to work on. It does not have to be something huge. It can be something very small. I think a lot of times we can make things more difficult for ourselves than it needs to be. And so you can start out with something very simplistic and small. I really try and promote people to do things that are easy to do and that can be easily adjusted for someone's lifestyle. And this is one of those activities that can totally be done like that. So do whatever is going to be the most helpful for you and easy to adapt into your lifestyle so that you can make it a habit, because it really can profoundly actually change those neural pathways in your brain if you consistently do it. I do also want to say that if someone you know is experiencing, if you or someone you know is experiencing a behavioral health emergency, you can call our crisis line at 970-347-2120. You can also walk into our crisis center at 928 12th Street in Greeley. You can also text TALK, TALK, at 38255. You can also call our warm line just to talk to somebody, and that is at 970-347-2359. I also want to remind you that if you're a resident of Weld County and you're not actively engaged in services at North Range, you can get a free telehealth therapy session by calling 970-347-2120 and just mention North Range Cares. So, once again, I am going to put the value card sort in the comment section if you have any questions about that or starting your day with intentions, whatever, please feel free to put it in the comment section, and I will totally answer any questions that you may have. Please try and think of an intention that you would like to kind of guide your actions today. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Thanks.